Freddie, how has the AIDS thing affected you?
Well, I've stopped going out or whatever. And to be honest, I tell you, I've almost become a nun.
Queen, The Miracle on cassette, compact disc, and record.
The Miracle, released in May 1989. During the recording process, Freddie would disappear to receive treatments, and his bandmates were starting to suspect something. But at the same time, Brian May recalls it being a rather happy experience because they were so inspired, and this is the first album that they all decided to share songwriting credit, so it's all credited to Queen.
What's the big song off that?
The Miracle?
Yeah, so there's none.
No, but you guys aren't as big Queen fans as I am.
Yeah.
Because I always loved this album and the song The Miracle. It's a lot of great stuff on this, hard rock, and I think this is a true return to form.
I was more of a greatest hits fan myself.
I understand, but The Miracle was on one of the greatest hits CDs.
Okay.
But to me...
Oh, you just like the greatest hits?
Well, this is one of them.
It's shocking to know that he was battling AIDS during this album. I'm talking from when I first heard it.
Yeah.
Because you would never assume that his voice is still as strong as ever.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
After the album's release, Mercury did no press for it. He did appear in the videos. They had the ingenious idea of using kids to lip sync the lyrics.
Yeah, this picture we have up right now, if you're looking at our video, this looks like a terrible Nickelodeon show.
But I implore our audience to go and watch the music video for The Miracle by Queen.
Yeah.
I think
You won't
that's
regret
cute,
it.
though. That's funny.
This is an amazing music video.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's a miracle. It's a miracle.
Mercury joked that maybe they should send the kids on tour for them.
Well, he's probably that tired, too. I don't think he had it in him.
Yeah, they couldn't tour.
Yeah.
He definitely couldn't tour. So The Miracle was a huge success worldwide. That summer, the band traveled to Montreux and got right to work on their next album because they don't know how much time they have left and they're suspecting something. Over dinner one evening, Freddie came clean. And here's a clip of Brian May and Roger Taylor talking about that.
We wanted to think it was something else, maybe to do
Still
with his liver
smoking,
or something.
geez.
There was a certain amount of self-deception going on, and then I think in the end it became fairly obvious, and then in the end he sort of frankly told us.
The first time we really knew was when we got together in Montreux. And Freddie just sat down and said, okay, you guys probably know what's going on with me. You know what I'm dealing with. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to take any action apart from carrying on the way we are. I want to keep making music for as long as I fucking can. And we will not dwell on it. We'll just go on. And so we all went, okay. And that was it.
Yeah, so he said, write me as much as possible. I'll sing it. Because that was all he had left was his voice. And he said that when he could no longer sing, that's when he'll drop dead. His final public appearance was at the Brit Awards on February 18th, 1990. They were presented the award for Outstanding Contribution to British Music.
So this is like almost a Lifetime Achievement Award.
Yeah.
Award for an outstanding contribution to British music goes to Queen.
Thank you. Good night.
Wow.
I cut out the part where Brian May spoke, but that was all that Freddie said.
It would have been better if that was the whole thing where he's like, thank you, fuck off.
So yeah, people were like, you don't look so good.
He was like the center of the band, and he would have like tons of things to say typically, but then he's like very quick, and you know things aren't added up.
No tour for The Miracle.
Yeah.
He looks very thin there.
Yeah.
Not saying much.
Yeah.
And that brings us to February 1991. Innuendo, their follow-up to The Miracle, is released.
Innuendo, pal.
And it's another
I'm holding on to that one for a while.
commercial success. The title song hits #1 in the UK And the video to promote it used animation.
Ooh.
So people were starting to wonder, where's Freddie hiding and why?
Oh, shit.
And by the way, Innuendo, another very strong album. Kind of like flamenco meets hard rock meets Queen.
I don't know it. I don't.
It's great.
I mean,
anyway,
in this, promo photo, it does seem like things are different. He seems like this is like the first generation Robert Smith.
okay, yeah. So you're looking at the photo from the video shoot for I'm Going Slightly Mad.
And that's
Yes.
clearly a wig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of makeup on his face. Now he looks like Michael Jackson a little bit.
Freddie was severely ill, but was continuing to record vocals for yet another planned album after Innuendo. Sometimes he could hardly stand or sit. Then he'd take shots of vodka and hit the high notes.
Man.
At this point, he had a small catheter installed to ease the intake of medication intravenously, and it wasn't visible. It was under his shirt.
Mm-hmm.
So to shut down speculation, they said, okay, Freddie, maybe you should appear in a couple of videos. So that's the picture we're looking at now for I'm Going Slightly Mad. And to mask his condition, he had the idea of being a wacky Noel Coward type character. He's wearing a wig, heavy makeup, and the video is filled with all kinds of wacky imagery, and it's shot in black and white. Then they made a video for the song These Are the Days of Our Lives, written by Roger Taylor about his family, but it actually was about Freddie as well. The video was shot on May 30th, 1991 in London. Freddie appeared pale and gaunt. He was in immense pain from lesions on his foot and could hardly move. He had to stand still, static. He wore his favorite waistcoat decorated with images of his cats. And this was the last time he was in front of the video camera. And we have a clip here. The first part of the clip is the color version without the black and white filter added. And later, you'll see the filter they added for the finished product.
Sometimes I get to feeling I was back in the old days, long ago.
Man, he looks awful.
Those days are all gone now, but one thing's still true. When I look and I find I still love you.
Even with all the makeup and everything going on, they're still, messing with the contrast and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is really brutal.
So he looks straight into the camera and says, I still love you, then does a swish of the hand and leaves the frame. And that's his last word.
That's it.
That's it.
My God. And I don't believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think they showed that in Bohemian Rhapsody.
No.
Yeah.
Again, the movie, it's Once Upon a Time in England.
Yeah.
The movie ends with him telling his
Live
bandmate,
Aid.
that he has AIDS at Live Aid.
Yeah, it's like Live Aid, like the biggest, like, da-da-da, and everyone's going crazy.
Then there's like a still freeze frame. By the way, Freddie died of AIDS like 10 years later.
Yeah, it's
Then,
like,
we cut to the
Jesus.
grave. Oh, yeah, too bad about Freddie.
And he won the Oscar without having to do that part, which that would be like the Oscar-winning part.
That's the real nitty-gritty, like the grittiness of this role.
He had an easy Oscar win.
Jesus.
Of like
And he had to lip sync.
the hiding of everything. And
Granted, he did a great job.
Lip syncing.
Yes.
Joaquin Phoenix actually sang those songs in Walk the Line.
So I heard.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Freddie posed for one more photo on August 28th, 1991. Jim Hutton captured Freddie standing in front of his Japanese garden with his beloved cat by his side. Days later, he surprised close friends by hosting a birthday party out of the blue. They had dinner and champagne, and then when he got too tired, he said, "Stay if you like, or fuck off." So not a big show compared to his other parties.
I hate saying this, but I can't help but think that he looks like Pee Wee Herman right there.
I was going to say the same thing. I was like, I don't want to disrespect this podcast, but this looks like Paul Rubens.
But really quick, I just wanted to say that.
And really quick, I just wanted to go,
Yeah, so in this photo in his garden, his pants are pulled up really high because he's so thin. They won't stay up. And he looks somewhat at peace.
Yeah.
If it Live Aid, instead of him going, no, it's just him going, no.
Jesus.
All right, so
A man is dying here, Kyle.
Whoa, not yet.
I brought it up.
now this episode is dying.
I know.
No, it's living, baby.
The Sun newspaper, the Murdochs, showed no mercy in the coming weeks as Freddie wasted away. They published a photo of him outside his home after running errands. They caught him looking like a ghoul, and they published it.
They exploit everything about anyone. And
Yeah,
that's
not
why
very nice.
that's their business model. You know, they got caught, hacking the phone of the kidnapped girl, McCann. Remember that happened like 10 years ago? This is what they do.
He made one more trip to Montreux in October 1991 before returning to Garden Lodge in Kensington to live the rest of his days in peace. The final single from Innuendo had just been released, October 1991, and that single, The Show Must Go On, which again, that's a classic Queen song.
Yeah.
And he recorded that in his dying days, and his vocals are as strong as ever. Go listen to The Show Must Go On.
Yeah.
That is not a dying man, but it was.
Jeez.
And of course, Brian May wrote that about Freddie. So it was very poignant that he was singing those lyrics.
With the ability to make music gone, what more did he have left to live for? While in Switzerland, he had taken the decision to finally stop the medication that was keeping him alive. He would still take painkillers. They were necessary to keep the intense pain at bay, but drugs such as ganciclovir and Septrin would have no further place. Freddie had lived life his way, and lived it fully.
Freddie lost all strength and was starting to go blind. He could no longer leave his bed without assistance.
Blind, jeez.
Mary Austin made regular trips to see him and made sure that he was as comfortable as possible. His family even came to see him, and he told his sister that he had incurable blood disease.
Not wrong, but obviously.
Still sugarcoating a little bit.
But AIDS is not as well known right now, is it? I don't know.
No, and he didn't come out to his parents ever.
Wow. Like his disease or sexuality?
He said Jim Hutton was his good friend.
Oh, right. Okay, you're right.
Among the other friends who came to see him were Elton John and Dave Clark of the Dave Clark Five. Apparently, they were really good friends.
Was that an actor or was that a singer?
Singer, the Dave Clark Five.
Oh, yeah, I gotcha. Okay.
Also living in the house was Joe Finelli, who was the chef and former lover of Freddie Mercury.
Oh, my God.
It's like Downton Abbey over here.
Yeah, no one leaves.
Thursday, November 21st, 1991. Jim Hutton helped Freddie downstairs in the wee hours of the morning to look at photos and admire his art collection. So he sat on his sofa with all the lights on and just looked around the room. Friday, November 22nd, 1991, Freddie's assistant, Peter Freeston, called Queen's manager, Jim Beach, over to the house. Freddie was in and out of consciousness, but they talked for over 5 hours in his bedroom, interrupted only by Joe delivering refreshments. Afterwards, Jim Beach told everyone that Freddie wished to release a statement to the press announcing he had AIDS. They released the statement at midnight so that the proper news channels could report it rather than the tabloids. The statement read, quote, "Following the enormous conjecture in the press over the last 2 weeks, I wish to confirm that I have been tested HIV positive and have AIDS. I hope that everyone will join with me, my doctors, and all those worldwide in the fight against this terrible disease." That's not the whole statement, but you get the point. Freddie had a peaceful night following the release of the statement, but then a restless one on Saturday and into Sunday morning. At one point, he almost choked on a piece of mango, which got lodged in his throat. Around 6 a.m., Jim Hutton helped Freddie to the bathroom, but then while lowering him back into bed, he heard a distressing crack. They called his doctor over, Dr. Atkinson, who gave him an injection of morphine. At some point between 6:30 and 6:45 p.m., Dr. Atkinson was leaving to go get food. Jim Hutton and Peter Freeston were escorting him to the car. But when they got back inside, Dave Clark came downstairs to ask for help taking Freddie to the bathroom. But when they re-entered the bedroom, Freddie was no longer breathing. So Dr. Atkinson rushed back to help him, but sadly realized there was nothing more that could be done. So at 6:48 p.m., Sunday, November 24th, 1991, Freddie Mercury was pronounced dead. A small funeral service was held a few days later, and he was cremated in accordance with his family's Zoroastrian faith.
Yeah.
Freddie left 50% of his estate to his sister and parents. So sister got 25%, his parents got 25%, and then the other 50% to Mary Austin,
Really?
who also inherited Garden Lodge.
That big house.
Oh, my
Nice.
God.
Jim Hutton.
Not nice, but like, at least she
Yeah.
got some.
So that was the place that was next to her place.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Jim Hutton, his partner, got 500,000 pounds among other gifts.
And he snuck in at the end.
I know.
He did a little slide safe.
Yeah. 500 grand?
Yeah.
By the way,
Not too
Jim,
Good for him.
not to step on your joke, but Jim Hutton was also HIV positive and died in 2010.
Jeez.
And Joe,
He stuck around a lot longer.
yeah. And Joe Finelli, the chef, was also dying of AIDS at this time and died months later.
Man.
Jesus. Yeah, so Jim Hutton got 500 grand right there at the end. Lived another 19 years.
Yeah.
And so you know how I said the Queen had fallen out of favor in the United States?
Yeah.
Well, 3 months after Freddie's death, a little movie came out.
Wayne's World.
Hit it.
Saw this in Quincy Center, baby.
Oh, God. We're back on
This
that
is my best
Cal
friend,
reality
Garth
tour.
Algar.
Hi.
Hi.
This is
I think
what
we'll
got
go
me
with a
into
little
it.
Bohemian Rhapsody, gentlemen.
Good call.
Got everyone into it.
So good.
I see a little silhouette of a man. Scaramouche, you do the fandango. Thunderbolt of lightning, very, very frightening me.
Galileo.
Awesome.
The
Yeah.
studio wanted to use Guns N' Roses like Appetite for Destruction or something.
Mike Myers fought for Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah.
And then it hit the top of the U.S. charts again after Wayne's World's release because Wayne's World made $100 million more.
Yeah.
And then
did?
Bohemian Rhapsody. Yeah. It was one of the biggest hits of the year.
Yeah.
Wow.
All Mike Myers movies were just like fucking,
Well,
for the
that-
most part, except for So I Married an Axe Murder.
That has to be the biggest SNL release.
Absolutely. There's
Yeah.
no comparison.
Yeah, I was going to say there's
What,
no other-
Coneheads?
Yeah, Conehead. There's no other SNL movie that's done over $100 million that I know of.
No way.
And it was able to propel Queen to another level
Yeah.
right after Freddie died.
And then I bought the greatest hits right after that.
I can't believe that. Yeah, he died the same
He
year it
died
came
so
out, right?
Queen could live.
It was months later.
Yeah.
Early 1992. February 1992 is when Wayne's World came out. He died late
a
November
weird timing.
1991. And
Yeah.
I've heard that he was aware of Wayne's World.
I'd like to see if he saw a rough cut
They
of it.
say that he saw some of it and that he was happy about it.
That's got to be like a fever dream to be like, wait, people from SNL and then the guy from Married with Children
Yeah,
is angrily in there somewhere.
No, but he
I
doesn't
was
even
thinking
know.
of those scenes, the Ed O'Neill parts.
Oh, they're so good.
Why is it? If a man kills another man in battle, it's called heroic. Yet if he kills a man in the heat of passion, it's called murder.
Hello.
It was so good.
You could not have predicted that. Wayne's World opens with Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yes.
And it skips the piano part for time, but it plays most of the song.
Yes.
And that's the
Swing.
whole opening of this $100 million blockbuster.
We got $5,000. We got $5,000.
So, yeah, they love Mike Myers.
Yeah.
The
The-
other
yeah,
members
the
of
estate,
Queen.
the
Pre
estate, yeah.
Shrek.
Yeah, that kept Brian May in big hair for a while.
Yeah. The remaining members of Queen, along with manager Jim Beach, organized the Freddie Mercury tribute concert for AIDS awareness, which was held on April 20th, 420, 1992 at Wembley Stadium.
Wembley, Trembly Wembley.
Home of Live Aid and home of their last big concerts.
Oh, yeah.
The proceeds were used to launch Mercury Phoenix Trust, a charity organization dedicated to fighting AIDS. And if you remember from the George Michael episode, George Michael killed it at this concert.
Sure did.
Performing Somebody to Love.
Yes. Yeah, we played that clip and I almost cried.
Yeah.
And Axl Rose and Elton John performed Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah.
They released one more album under the Queen name called Made in Heaven in 1995, and that was using Mercury's last vocal recordings.
Wow.
Including one called Mother Love, where he told Brian May, I can't finish the last verse, I'll do it next time. And there was no next time.
Oh, no.
So Brian May sings the final verse.
Wow.
After Made in Heaven, John Deacon retired. And he's worth like $100 million, the bassist.
Wow.
Because he wrote those songs, like Another One Bites the Dust.
Yeah.
And Brian May and Roger Taylor decided that they didn't have enough money. So they've been taking Queen on the road however they can
really?
since then. Well, they have Adam Lambert now.
I didn't know they were touring still.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, with Adam Lambert.
They did that movie, which made $1 billion.
Yeah.
And then for a while, they were going around with Paul Rogers from Bad Company. And there was that Broadway show, We Will Rock You.
Yeah.
They have been
milking it.
Yeah. Oh, milk? Are you kidding? They're
Well,
like a couple of farmers.
That's probably why they didn't want the movie to be like some art house kind of like, gritty movie.
No, they couldn't have our version.
They
of
wanted
it.
some broad, huge movie that everyone would get into.
And in the Netflix documentary about Adam Lambert joining Queen, they actually made a documentary
That sounds
about
like
this.
The worst thing ever.
Brian May says something like, with Freddie, it's like lightning in a bottle. You only get that magic rarely. And I truly believe we found that magic twice.
Yeah,
wow,
bullshit.
what a mean thing to say.
Don't get me wrong. Adam Lambert is a fantastic singer,
He
but
is.
he does not fit in with Freddie Mercury's voice. Freddie is a once-in-a-lifetime fucking amazing singer.
Adam Lambert is the best guy at karaoke.
Adam
Yeah.
Lambert, yeah.
That's
He's
all he is.
amazing. He's great on his own. He can fucking crush his own songs. But when it comes to Queen, it's like, you're not holding the candle, bro.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Freddie Mercury.
Rest in peace.
Fucking once-in-a-lifetime talent.
If not the
Genius
best
guy, genius
singer in rock and roll, definitely one of the best.
Great hype man, great
Yeah.
singer, great all of it.